Hello, everyone, and welcome to my channel. I'm Lorena Creole, and welcome to yet another watch party featuring myself and my wing woman, of positive fandom. How are you doing, my dear?
I am doing very well, Lorena. So glad to be here tonight. How are you?
I am doing great. I'm doing fabulous. It's been a week of staycation where I've just basically just been able to chill, do whatever the heck it is that I want to do, and I'm just so excited about getting to watch this film again. Not only getting to watch it again, but it's going to be interesting watching the English dub, considering we have both watched this film several times in the Telugu language, but with the English subtitles. So it's going to be cool because I want to say within the past month, Netflix dropped the English dub version of RRR. So for people who were kind of skittish about watching subtitles or just like, you know what, I don't have the time for it. Now there's an English dub version. So it's going to be interesting seeing the differences between what we've seen before and in this particular version.
It certainly will be different and interesting. Of course, when you watch something with subtitles and it's in a language that you don't understand, you're going to be looking at those subtitles a lot more than, sometimes watching what's going on in the film. So I'm kind of going to enjoy this because I'm just going to be able to look at the film and not necessarily have to look down. Although, Lorena, am I correct in saying this, that there will be English subtitles at the bottom or not?
You know what? There should be. There should be. If you are watching this, if you're going to be watching on Netflix, you can indeed enable the English subtitles. I can't remember if they're enabled by default or not. I always have mine on by default because I just like watching the closed captioning while I'm looking at the movies. So if you go to Netflix, it will say RRR and it will say Hindi in parentheses. However, go into the settings and you can pick the spoken language for the movie, and English is one of those selections. But regardless of whatever language you choose, this little thing up here is the count up timer. And what this timestamp does is tell you where exactly in the movie that we're watching. Now, when we first saw RRR, I was going to say a couple of months ago, we didn't have this handy timer.
No, we didn't.
Now we do. So, regardless of whether you're watching on Netflix, whether you have your own copy, whether you're watching it on YouTube, doesn't matter. Doesn't matter. You'll sync up. Totally sync up with us. So let's see who's in the chat real quick while I give everyone a chance to get their copy queued up. If you have Netflix, you can join my watch party over there on Scener. So you can also do that. So we'll give folks another minute or so before we get started. I see. Let's see a little bit early. Bidika China says hello and good morning. That was a very, very early comment. It's later here in the U.S. and I know crazily early over in India. It's just one of those things with the time changes. So hopefully you guys over there are watching the replay of this watch party. And we have Punk Trace. Hello, who says hi, Lorena Creole and her. Good seeing you, Punk Trace, as always, with that lethal candy corn, because I love candy corn. And CJ, my thumbnail guy, he says, evening, away from keyboard for a few minutes. Howdy, ladies. Welcome, Punk Trace. Well, good to see you, my dear, as always. And Punk Trace, this movie is on Netflix. That is the streaming service that it is on. So that's where we're going to be watching it. You can only watch it on Netflix to get the English subtitles. Let's put it this way. If you want to watch it in Telugu or in Hindi, it's on YouTube, so you can get it there. But the English subtitles are only on Netflix. Just to let you guys know. And Keely Chow is here. Hello, my dear. Hey, it says hey everybody, and of course, roll tide, roll tide. All right. So, are we ready to just jump right into this? We're ready? Okay. All right. Well, I'm going to go ahead and I have to make sure I have my okay, start. And there we go. So there is the timer. They're usually much more I want to say front loaded matter. It seems like with most Indian movies, they kind of have a different way of introducing things. So it's like, folks, the movie is playing. They're just kind of doing some, credits ahead of time. And I think it's cool how they have like some of their thanks in the beginning of the film instead of like at the end of the film.
It is cool. It's very much like when they used to show all the credits at the beginning of the film many years ago.
Hmm. I love this the production promo. The effects are just so sick.
Oh, the best I've ever seen, honestly.
So, for those of you who are wondering why we are not showing the film on screen, YouTube will pull this stream down should I do that. So, you need to either watch your own digital copy or if you have Netflix, this film is available on Netflix with the English dubbing, which we are listening to now. And there's our timestamp. So, you should be seeing the logo for the distribution company
That's
right
right.
now. I'm starting to recognize a lot of these now. I think this is probably my 5th time watching this film.
It's my second time.
Ah. 'Cause I watched it with my sister this summer. I watched it again with some friends a few weeks ago. And it's like it never gets old. Everyone I've seen it with, they're just like, "Oh my god, this is freaking amazing." And for some of you who do not know, RRR is nominated for Best Picture and Best Original Song at the Golden Globes. It hasn't been submitted officially by I guess, the Indian Film Commission as Best Foreign Film submission from India, but it is, what I understand, shortlisted for the award for Best Original Song, but we'll see what happens with regards to Best Film.
Yes, and it is called RRR, but the three R's do stand for something.
Yes, Rise, Roar, Revolt in English.
Yes.
I don't know what it is in Telugu, so those of you who speak Telugu could tell us what that is. CJ says, I haven't watched it yet. I guess considering it's not Hollywood owned, I could watch it and keep my Hollywood boycott in effect. Yes, actually, you could. I think Hollywood is scared to death of this movie.
Yes.
I love how this starts. This little girl, she's just innocently singing and just like it just seems like another regular day during this time period.
She's doing the mehendi on the woman's hand
Mhm.
beautifully. And unfortunately, this woman, she used this girl like one of her earrings.
Yes. And I think that is, and I just noticed some foreshadowing there. And I think that's why this is such an emotionally hard hitting scene. because you've been set up. Let's put it that way.
Her husband's been, I guess, killing all these wild animals just for sport, you know.
Mm-hmm. Punk Trace is same here. I never heard of it. Well, you've heard of it now. 3 hours of just crazy entertainment.
Mm-hmm.
You see, she was very reluctant to take it,
Yes.
and I think I'm assuming that it's her husband. It's like, you need to go ahead and take it.
They don't realize, as you said, Lorena, what this exchange has meant and will mean for their family.
And her face, she's just like, why?
It's so horrifying.
And I
And
would. Oh, sorry. Go ahead.
the woman's look on her face, that lady, she's sinister.
She really is. And even with the Telugu version with just the English subtitles, before you read them, you knew what was going on.
Yeah.
So that just speaks to how powerfully they wrote and shot this.
This is so insult. This is equally insulting.
Yes.
Oh God.
This was so
Oh.
brutal. We're just like, you gotta be kidding me. How can they do this?
Can you imagine the daughter seeing this and having to? Oh God.
And she basically thinks that her mother is dead.
Yeah,
And this lady is just taking her away.
I thought the mother was dead too. To be honest with you, from looking at it, it looks like she was killed.
Mm-hmm. They gave you every indication that she was dead.
Yes,
Like without a doubt. The fact that we thought that she was dead speaks to just how well they set that scene up.
absolutely.
That one and this one is the action is shot incredibly, but that first, like in any good action movie, that first action sequence, it has to be top notch to get you. And this was insane.
I mean, the first thing that I'm thinking is what's going to happen to this girl? You know, how is she going to survive by someone who has no real value for her, as a human being? And then we get thrown into this scene, Lorena, that you were mentioning, where clearly there's unrest here, and you know they've got to do something to calm this crowd because it looks like they are going to break in and
Mm-hmm.
just rip this place apart brick by brick.
And this one guy, he is not phased. And it makes you wonder, what is it about him that he has that look like that?
It is such great storytelling here, with the British flag kind of waving in his face and seeing him stand up like a rock.
Mm-hmm. And you just threw something at the portrait of the king.
That's right. That's at this point.
Yo, this is insane how they shot and did this.
It's just unbelievable.
And you do, I'll say it. I did not believe he was going to get out of there alive.
I'm still kind of surprised that they would even, I mean, I would be one of those people holding on to his leg, but he doesn't seem to let anything stop him. We've watched a few shows where the person will
No.
say, don't let anything get between you and your mission. And
Yes.
that's what he's thinking.
Because I thought this was just going to be a red shirt. And it's just like,
yes,
he didn't come back from it, because you see all of these people. It's just like, there's no coming away from that. And got hit in the head.
Especially after getting hit like that. This looks like game over.
Yeah. And you feel like there's just no way he's coming from this. But they have to do something to make us believe he's as strong as and defiant as he was in the beginning. I was like, what? And then you had the music.
Yes. They are terrified of him.
Because if it's just this one dude, and they're still hitting on him, and he is still moving.
Mm-hmm. It's just unbelievable. This is not a short sequence. This must have taken so long to film.
And you know what? It's like, looking back on it, it's like, it's goes on so long in a way that it's painful, but it's like, we got to figure out, this sets up just how determined this guy is. So it's perfect.
Oh, and then that ledge. Oh my gosh.
Mm-hmm.
Oh.
Oh.
Oh no. Oh God. Oh.
And that's who he was coming for.
Yes.
Interesting how he's the only one with the red turban on.
Yeah, it must mean something.
Yeah.
We were talking about the wardrobe choices and the costuming the other day, about how careful everything has to be considered in this particular story.
Exactly.
From the types of headdress to the medals, the clothing, everything.
Everything.
Oh my gosh.
That who you wanted? And we're just like, if this dude came through all of that,
Unbelievable.
imagine just how crazily determined he is.
It was incredibly dangerous. It was ambitious.
The shot where you see the shot, like as Iris, and you see them all backing up.
Stunning. He'll give them more if they want it.
Yeah, it's like, oh, you want some more? I'm not the one you mess with. As he should. He went after, and the question when you're watching this, what makes him go after his own people like that?
It
Hey,
isn't.
John Ware Jr. Oh, I'm sorry, my dear. I didn't mean to interrupt you.
No, you're right. You're right, Lorena. That is a very good question.
Hey, John Ware Jr. says red is the most eye catching hue, even in an analogous color scheme of warm colors. Okay, so you think it was more of like even to add even more credence to that is the guy that you need to get. So yeah, that makes sense. What's his fitness regimen? I know, right? That is just one of the craziest opening action scenes I have ever seen.
His fitness regimen is superhero slash god.
Yeah, I love the callback to Rocky here
Yes,
when he's doing this.
and he looks incredible.
He does. And we don't understand this anger in the beginning.
It
Having
is,
seen the movie, we understand, but in the beginning, we're kind of just like, where is this coming from?
yes. He's clearly an extraordinary soldier.
Yeah, very. And also, yes, women like to look at stuff like this.
Yeah.
We like to see hot, sweaty guys punch in the bag. Yeah.
Yes, we do.
Anyone who says they're not, they're lying. I don't care what gender you are, you're lying.
Mhm.
So Raj was the fire. So this is the water. Oh, okay. Thank you for confirming that.
Yes.
Yes, they have a shepherd.
He has no idea what he's gotten himself into.
Hmm. Also, in the Telugu version, the English that you hear is from the official. His translator is speaking in the tribesperson's language. He looks scared.
He was terrified,
He looks very terrified.
and he should be. And this is exactly another reason why I love this film is cool things like this.
This shot. And looking back again, you're going to see yet another action montage that proves how formidable this other character is. We saw the one for Raj. Now we're going to see Beam.
Yes. Equally impressive physique with the
Yes.
hair.
We love the half naked thing going on. It's actually
And if I remember correctly, and he's not the only star that did that, but I know Henry Cavill was famous for wanting to keep body hair on his chest while he starred in as Superman on many of the scenes where he was without a shirt, shirtless. And we are
Hmm.
seeing more men like that, and I'm fine with it. So
I love it. I'm like, thank you. This is what we come to see.
yes,
Hello, Stuart Mitchell. It says Lorena Creole, positive phantom. Hello, ladies. Well, hello to you, Stuart, and thank you for joining us for this watch party.
yes.
We're watching RRR, the English dubbed version. We're actually watching it on Netflix through Scener.
And this is another, like you said, Lorena, this is another incredible scene. This was not easy to film, even though we know that, there were no animals harmed in this. And
Yeah, we know there's CGI, but we don't care.
yes. And, just seeing him do this obstacle course that just is impossible. Oh, gosh. He's being stalked here. We can see that very clearly. This is so,
By very powerful and wild animals. That's not a National Geographic movie.
yeah.
We know it's CGI, but to see it, it's just like it's powerful force of nature.
hmm
We know he's in trouble.
Yes. And of course, the question is, and if for anybody who's seen it, you already know the answer. Why is this even happening? Why did he bait this animal?
Yes, we're just like, it's a tiger. Why are you?
Normally, they stay away from tigers.
Yes, it is not. Yeah, usually they're trying to kill it, but he's not trying to kill it right away. Or at
Mhm.
least when you think it's like he's leading him somewhere. Oh my gosh, that shot. It looks. I'm guessing they wanted a wolf and this wasn't something they planned for. Love the shot from like the tiger eye point of
Yes,
view.
yes.
And I love this Shere Khan looks upset
This is unbelievable.
from the Jungle Book. Yeah, yeah.
Like if
Hey,
you could stare down an animal like this.
yes, literally right in the face. Hey, Terry Minosa says, hello, ladies in chat.
Hi.
Hello, hello, hello. Good seeing you. It's one thing to stare down a man. It's another thing when you have to stare down not only a wild animal, but an apex predator.
Yes.
It's like, come on, come on, come on, come on, come on. It's like, you got to put that together. Hurry up, hurry up, hurry up. Oh, shoot. I love that he didn't fix that.
And it's kind of like, what is that?
And the only thing that gave it away to me is that it was green. I don't know why. But I guess like with tranquilizer darts, when you see kind of like the little wings on a dart, sometimes they're like green or some other kind of color. That's
Yes.
what I was thinking. It's like, why are they throwing that in his face? Okay. But yeah, now that I'm watching it again, they were not planning on catching a tiger. And he's very reverent. He's not catching him to kill him.
It's huge.
Absolutely. Hello, Mr. Londell's Groovy Movies. Says greetings and felicitations. Hip, hip,
Ooh.
hurrah, tally ho. Good to see you, Mr. Londell. Thanks for being here. Thanks for all you guys in here with us.
Yes.
Oh, yeah. I definitely remember that line.
Yes.
Lions and tigers and bears. Oh my. Well,
Woo!
speaking of that, we're gonna see something that literally will make you say that out loud.
Yes.
Mhm. And the thing is, it's like he's Hindu, but he's wearing Muslim garb
Yes.
and even does the Islamic greeting.
Mhm.
There you go. Dude just didn't know how to how to flip and start it. Hmm. Dang. Dang. Hmm. Yeah, because that tiger looked. You mean this? You mean the CGI tiger, right? Or do you mean the tiger from the animated version? Yep, Delmar Jr. I don't like bullies, and this dude is definitely one. Look at that. The sun never sets on the British Empire. You guys remember hearing that? You saw that map in the back. Mm. Was I what? Mm-mm. Nope. Nope. Mm-mm. Nothing. Dang. But we know this is the guy for the job. Mm. I love that color shirt out there. It just looks so good.
It does look fantastic.
It's a great selection because it doesn't wash them out.
Mm-hmm.
Perfect.
Now he needed to have
Oh,
that tag in order to get in, right?
yes.
It's like a registration card or identification card or
Mhm.
something.
So they know who you are, and they won't let you in without that.
She makes a good point. They could have just said you can't come in, and then that
Ex
would have been the end of it.
exactly. But it's like when you have some of these people who have that kind of power, it's like they never wanna give up a chance to abuse what authority they have.
And this is kind of a magical moment because it's kind of like a moment where he was in incredible distress, but now he's in an incredible, awe of this woman.
Mhm. Right, 'cause he's just like, "She didn't have to do that, but she did it anyway," and was very adamant about, "You do not need to treat him that way."
And he's figured out another way to kind of get in, which actually is a
Mhm.
pretty good way of getting in if you know somebody like her. Um, I think that it's very interesting that they had that encounter.
Right, exactly. It's just kind of like, okay, he's motivated. He's partly motivated because he knows that, "Hey, I can use that as a way to get in," but at the same time, he's kind of like on a personal level, "I wanna know more about who she is." Hey, Bud Basner says, "Hey, how are you all doing? We are doing great, enjoying this amazing, amazing Indiana film. Just loving it.
Yes.
RRR, it's available on Netflix. Huh, truly action-packed."
This is so interesting, the stakes about what they're talking about.
Mhm.
Can you imagine not being able to go through your own city wherever you want to go?
I couldn't even think about that.
And now he realizes that this guy is an officer.
Yeah, he screwed up. Is like, "Yo, yo, he's a cop."
Yeah. I mean, we're not hearing the music, but you know what I mean. This feels very much like my cover's been blown.
Exactly. And it's interesting because even in the English subtitle version in the Telugu language, we picked that up immediately. We're just like, something's not right."
Oh boy.
It's like, "Where is he?" Disappeared. Again, this camera shot that just shows you how many people, and it's just like, how are you gonna find find them? Really?
And then I do realize why they zoomed out onto that bridge now. Now I understand.
Mhm.
I
This was like
wondered.
It was like, why are they pulling the shot out?
Mhm.
So far. Stuart Mitchell says Allison Duty from the Indiana Jones and the Last Crusade is in this movie.
Oh, okay.
Interesting. What character did she play? Did anyone know?
I have no idea.
John Moore Jr. says the drone camera work is sick. Yeah, it
Yes.
truly is.
Oh, he asked for money and he's gonna give him a little bit of cash. Whatever he has. Here you go, kid.
Aw.
Oh.
If they did Bud Basner, I've never seen it. Arnold and Sly in a Bollywood movie. I've never seen it if it's true.
She's the Austrian woman.
Oh, okay. Oh, yes. Now I know. Now I know. The person who I don't want to call her the governess, but oh, the one who basically
Stole the girl.
stole the girl. Yeah. Thank you. Thank you,
Mhm.
Jerry Minosa, for pointing that out. Thank you. And thank you for saying that, Stuart Mitchell. I ain't letting nothing go. It's like, what do you mean?
And this is where we know fate is definitely gonna has brought them together and will definitely keep them together.
Hmm. Yes, CJ, tall, tall, hot blonde. Again, another crazily set up action. Anytime in an action movie where there's a train involved, it's usually not good.
Oh no.
This was before OSHA regulations. Oh, they're like, "What's
Oh,
that noise?"
oh gosh. He's right there. Oh no. Oh no. No.
And they see the
Oh,
poor kid
oh my gosh.
just
Oh no.
in the oil in the water. It's gonna catch fire.
Oh God. It's so close to him.
He's like, "I see you. I see you." Hello, rolling chairs. Says hello all. Well, hello to you too. Good seeing ya.
Oh gosh. Oh no. Oh no.
It's like things just get worse and worse and worse.
Got it. Okay. Even we understand this. I mean, I actually
Mhm.
didn't know it was going to happen when they started this, but because we've seen it before, we know, but it's just this is maybe my favorite scene.
It just yeah,
And that sign must mean something. I don't know what it means.
I think it was y'all can correct me if I'm wrong. It either was the, I guess, pre-independence flag or flag of the country, like, de facto before it became India, like flag revolution, I think. Someone had told us that before because that was the significance of the flag, which is why they kept showing it. This explosion is so crazy. So he catches the kid, he catches the flag,
And
and
then
he
the flag
wraps the
is lit
flag.
and it protects him, right? The
Mhm.
flag, I guess, might have
Yes.
some water on it,
Mhm.
and this is the part, Lorena, that I still think is I don't care what anybody says.
We don't care.
I
He comes out of the fire, pulls the flag out from around him, and they just I don't even people were probably clapping like crazy in the
Yes.
theater.
We don't care if this is realistic. We know it's not. It's just so damn good.
I love it and just how it melts into
And it says India 1920.
mhm,
Just absolutely spectacular.
awesome.
Oh, this it's so good. I love it. I love it.
And we have our first musical number.
Yes.
I love this. And yes, there is a video on my channel where we showed our reaction to this song.
Absolutely. And the kid caught a fish after all.
Yes, totally romantic, totally.
This is beautiful. I don't know what this is called either, but it's just beautiful looking.
It's gorgeous. I think the first watch party we had for this, I said, "Please tell me this is real people and not CGI." And someone said, "Yeah, it's all real people. It's a
Wow.
certain troupe that does this."
And that scene where they kind of flew them up a little bit above the crowd was one of those other shots we were looking at the other day,
Mhm.
Lorena.
Perfect imagery.
Yes. And this is also really a lot of fun to see part of the scene where he's drawing the description of who he's looking for. And of course, it looks exactly like his friend who he doesn't realize
Mhm.
is the person in question. They look so happy.
I know. Just like, "You get me."
Hmm.
And there's a reason we find out later on in the movie why he was looking like that.
Wow. Those look heavy.
Mhm.
Oh, I just figured it out. I just
What?
figured out who the meat's for.
I missed that last time. And I'm like, "What?" And then I heard the roar. Ooh, okay.
See what I mean? It's like I might have to watch a film a few times. Like, oh yeah, that's what they're doing. It's so good.
And I've watched it 4 times, and I didn't catch that until you pointed it out. I love this shot with them. They're just doing bro stuff.
It reminds me of I don't remember the name of the movie, but it's that song when they sing raindrops keep falling on my head. Um it's that famous is it Casey and the Sunshine Kid or something or
It's another one. Oh my gosh.
see if I can find it.
I'm gonna have to look this up.
Me too. It's with Paul
I
Newman
know Casey and the Sunshine Band, that's Shake Your Booty guy. BJ Thomas.
oh,
It's a, Burt Bacharach movie song, a famous songwriter.
yes. Okay, it's Butch Cassidy and the Sundance Kid.
Oh,
That
the
scene,
movie that it was in?
yeah, that scene where they're on the bikes and it's kind of like a very,
Uh,
I don't know, special moment between the two of the
I have not seen that movie in ages. Mr. Londell's got it, Butch and Sundance.
yes.
That's another classic film that will never get old.
Agreed.
Foreshadowing with the barbed wire shot, possibly. Now that I'm going back to watch, there's a lot that you miss the first time around with foreshadowing. It's kinda like, "Why are they looking at that? Why are they showing that?" You know there's a reason. Any purposeful filmmaker will not waste shots like that. It'll be there for a reason.
That it's just so extraordinary. The way the camera angles and everything that they're doing is just really amazing.
Even the tire on fire and it follows Raj as he's walking.
It's so amazing. Have you seen this man? He looks just like my friend. No?
Yeah,
Okay, let's go.
it's like, "Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy? Have you seen this guy?" Notice the music changes.
Yes. Oops. Oh, well.
But and, convenient and falls in, remember that pot that they broke that had the red ink stuff on it? And that's what it lands in. That's your girl.
Uh-huh. What? You want me to speak to her?
What? It's like, "What? You want me to I can't talk to her, no."
This is the other scene that you and I were talking about the other day, that people do stuff like this.
Mhm. Very relatable.
Mhm.
Your friend, there's this girl he likes, but he's too awkward to go talk to her, and you'd be like, "Yeah, I'll fix it for you."
Mhm.
You gotta laugh because she's oblivious. Both are oblivious.
Completely oblivious. I wouldn't notice this.
Mhm.
I'd be like, "What, a flat tire? Oh, okay, guys, so I gotta call somebody to change it."
Yeah, John Ware Jr., teach me how to spit game.
You're just smiling. That's one of the many tricks I can teach you.
Mhm. Yes, grasshopper, I will teach you many things. I will teach you many things about how to keep your game tight.
Oh,
Uh,
I forgot that they didn't speak. Yeah, oh, this is so good.
yeah, because with the English dub, it kinda takes out that language barrier that was purposely put in the film.
Mhm.
He's like, "No, say yes."
She seems quite modern for, this is 1920. She feels quite like a modern lady. Of course, it's
Mhm.
over 100 years ago, but
Yeah.
she seems quite modern in a sense, which I think is very interesting. She is modestly dressed and appropriate for that time period, but
Yes.
she's not supposed to be going off the beaten path, if you will. That's
That
about
is
the only thing that she wouldn't ever do. But
mhm. Exactly, out driving by herself.
mhm. But I could see her at the market. Like that makes total sense. That's where she'd be going. She'd go shopping or something like that.
Mhm. He's like holding the purse. I just noticed he's holding the purse.
Yeah.
It's like, here, hold my purse.
Mhm.
Love how it like focuses, like, okay, I can just read her lips.
I wonder why that's not for her. Oh, it's for children. Okay.
Hmm.
I did not realize that. This must now right here, this must be getting him. Right here, he must be like, "Oh my," because this has got to be fate.
Yes. And he's like, oh my God, it's her. It's her. You see like the gears turning in his head.
Mhm. I don't even know. Is that wood or metal?
I think that's, I don't know what that is. I've seen them. Is it wood?
I don't know. Yes, he did.
Yeah, I don't think it's wood. I think it's something else. I've, I've, I don't know the material. I've seen them. I've seen them in like markets.
Yes.
Which, man, I shop way too much. The fact that I know what they are, it's just like I can't tell you the material, but I've seen them, with, like the bright colors on them. And she's like caged up,
Yeah, that is horrible.
literally with like bars.
I love
Mm.
this.
And I think this, we were just like, did he write something on that?
Yeah, I wish we knew what it said.
But even without us knowing the language, just from the way she was acting, we're just like, they put something on there.
Definitely.
Amiga, so he used a Spanish word. The English stuff. That's funny. He's like, huh?
Aw.
He's just like, you are such a bumpkin.
Well, he did good at memorization. I can give him that.
Yes. So Raj is just like laughing because he's just like, dude. Ah, yes. Yes, small name.
February 14th, Valentine's Day.
Mm-hmm. This is your wig man. Come on, let's go.
He needs him.
He,
There's no doubt about it.
he does.
Now, this is what we were talking about. Like,
And there's the Murray's hair pomade.
that's right.
People thought I was making that up. I'm like, no, no. We need to get you cleaned up. Y'all are not ready for what is about to pop off here. And I think the reason it works so well and that the song is so popular is just the build up to it.
And this is my best dance. I've never seen dancing like this before in my life, and I haven't. I'm sure there are other films similar to it, Lorena, but this is my favorite dance routine. The two men dancing together at the beginning of this dance sequence. I think it's just absolutely spectacular what they can do.
It
It,
Oh, I'm sorry, go ahead.
I was just saying, and it's so enjoyable to watch.
It reminds me of one of those tightly choreographed dance scenes from like the movies from like the 40s, like the 30s and 40s, that tightly choreographed dance numbers that they have. It's
Absolutely.
like it's so difficult and coordinated to do, but that's what kept you so fascinated with watching it. Just like, oh my God, they're like in perfect, absolute perfect synchronization. And that takes a lot of practice to pull off. Knowing where your arms are supposed to be, knowing where your legs are supposed to be, knowing exactly what to do in time to the music.
Absolutely. Her dress is a little bit longer than a lot of the other ladies' dresses.
Hmm.
Just a smidgen longer. Do you notice? Like it's,
A
or is it
little
just
bit.
nation?
These dresses are
They
beautiful.
are stunning.
Oh my gosh. Yep, John Ware Jr. Murray's. I think Murray's was. Uh, that's a good question. I can't remember if it's 32 or 1920. I can't remember.
Oh, you mean the time period right now?
No, the Murray's hair pomade.
Oh, I don't know.
I think that's been around since. That's a good question. I thought it started in 1930, but it's pretty old.
Bruh, you're about to get your butt kicked on the dance floor
Hmm.
because these guys really can dance.
You know what? John Ware Jr. actually, Murray's hair pomade came out in 1925. So they may have taken a little artistic license, but that's okay.
Mhm.
It's a popular hair product for that time period. He's just like,
I almost want to say, don't you know this is an Indian movie?
yeah. Do you know where you are? It's funny because it channels into that haughtiness of the British Empire and how they just felt like it should be done their way. We've come to civilize you.
Here we go, people.
He knows the beat.
It's about to get real.
You hear the beat that he's drumming out.
So he already knows what steps he's going to be doing with them.
Mhm. Yep.
I love this part so much.
Sticks. He's like, I got you.
I love this part so much. This is so good. Oh my God, this is so good. And they're so cool about it.
They're so cool. Yeah, you Trinis probably know what's about to come next.
Yeah.
That's why that drum beat is so familiar. It sounds like carnival.
Yep. It's only the best darn dance you've ever seen, bruh.
Yeah.
I just love it so much.
We were not ready for this. People told
No,
us we weren't
no,
ready, but
so
we had to see it for ourselves.
they have to slow it down so you can see what's going on. Oh man, I love it.
And this is why the song needs to win, and this performance needs to win for the Golden Globes and the Oscars, 'cause
Yes.
this is crazy.
Yeah. Ooh. I love it. I love it.
Love the suspenders part. Who would have thought about doing that?
I love it so much. Oh man. This is one of the many reasons why this film is so spectacular.
Yep. Even though we're just like, we have no idea what they're saying, but this beat is cool and they can dance.
I love this. I look at this. It's so good. Gosh, thank you for making this film.
And they're gonna change the music up a little bit.
Yes.
Especially with the dresses, with what they bundle to the skirts with the dresses.
Oh yeah, yeah, that is true. Well, this is more what I would expect them to do is they have to pull up their skirts a little bit to do this. This is not an easy dance to do in a
No.
dress, Lorena.
And all the women have very full skirts.
Yes.
This is the other part where they do the EDM remix of it.
Yes, I love it. I love it. I love it. Thank you for thank
Yeah.
you.
YMCA is in this movie too.
Now, the guy's not doing bad considering. But there's a lot of moves he doesn't know, so he's not gonna be able to keep up with all this. Look at the oh my
Yeah,
goodness.
John Deere Jr. That's what we were saying. What they did when they changed up the song.
Gosh. It's so good.
That is, it's insane. It's like these dudes are still in it. And then he looks and he's like, "Oh, okay, okay, all right,
Come on,
that's
you don't want to
okay."
best your best friend when he's trying to get his
And
girl.
yeah,
Oh, I've got
only
a
this
muscle
for my
friend.
friend.
Thanks for looking out, bro.
No, look it out.
That happened. That actually does happen too.
Mhm.
Shows the kind of man he is, and yet he's carrying him home.
Yes.
Aw.
Yeah, that's right. That's a real homie.
Mhm. Good looking out.
Mhm. Hey, go with your girl,
Mhm. And her name isn't please don't call me madam, call me Jenny.
Jenny. Yeah. It's like, what? Really?
Well, he has a good comeback line with, "It's all right, I'm waiting for a friend," but we know he's not waiting for anybody.
Mm-mm. And then he's just like, what?
Uh-oh.
That blue paint. So he remembers the brother's name.
He's still not on to his bestie, but he's still looking for someone who may know him.
Yes. So he remembers that guy who was like, "Hey, you're saying the same thing." And he knows him as the one that got narked out by his own by his own guy, so he's just like,
Mhm.
"Dude, stop."
He looks so beautiful in this shot.
I know. It's like, "Yeah, stop me from running." He's like, "I am actually getting to come in here." He's like, "All these people, all these guns."
Hmm. And they are
Wow.
eyeballing him.
Mhm,
Now, he just learned something very important. And the thing he learned was that the second gate opens only when the first gate is closed, or the first gate opens only when the second gate is closed. And that's very
mhm.
important information.
Yeah, and I missed that the first time around.
Now, this is a I'm not saying that this is is absolutely true, but and I
Mhm,
can't remember for certain, but when you and I first saw this, I had assumed that this building was one of the Maharanis or Maharaji's building that they took to kind of
mhm.
like live in while they were there, and I'm guessing it probably is. Um, oops, I'm sorry. What do you think? Did we find out? Did they say anything about the building or?
I didn't hear anything about it. Kind of looking at the building, it almost seems like it was because it looks so Western in construction, it
Mhm,
makes me wonder, if it was something that the British had constructed already during their particular occupation, just by the architecture, what it looks like.
it's something to think about. Maybe you're right. Maybe it is a citadel or something like that. But
Yeah.
and or even a fort, which would be why they don't, one door opens and they don't allow the other one to be open until the first one's closed or something
Mhm,
like that.
mhm. Did you bring up a good point about that? Because 'Cause I've forgotten we'd asked about that.
Yeah. And technically speaking, he's not supposed to be there at all.
That's right, he's not. But because he's with her,
I
oh
don't
my
really think they would have let him in, but for the sake of the film, he had to come in.
mhm.
Her dress is really pretty.
It is gorgeous just with the color and the prints. Yeah, doors opening in sequence is understandable security measure, yes.
Mhm.
And I didn't catch that the first time, which is probably why in the scene we'll eventually see, I'm like, "Well, how come they aren't going forward right away?"
Mhm. Well, I didn't catch it the first time either, so she's very romantic.
Mhm. Hmm. He knows that voice.
Now, of course, we learned in the previous scene that he is looking for his sister.
Mhm.
She's still drawing Mehendi on people?
Yeah, I think for her, it's probably the only thing like, the last thing she saw her mother saw her do, so that may be some kind of way of her coping with that, I'm guessing.
Oh, it's so horrible to see those
But it's
bars.
like a replay, It's like before she was just doing it for one person just because she thought it was because they were interested in her skill, and now she's like a prisoner in that house.
Well, at least he made a positive, a visual confirmation, so to speak.
Yes. It kinda broke our hearts too. It's like, "You're not gonna take her now? You're not gonna take her home now?" Exactly.
And she's not speaking in any language that they would understand anyway. So she's saying brother, 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 but no one understands what she's saying.
Exactly. It's like it is killing him.
Oh.
It just hit me. That's the same song we're gonna hear later on, but in a different context.
Yes, exactly. Now, this is a another moment where, I think both you and I were like, "Oh, the mother is still alive," right? That's the mother there, right, Lorena? Or is that another lady?
That's another lady.
Okay.
That is like I call it like his undercover family because he's like undercover as like a Muslim, so that's kind of like his adopted family. Mhm.
Yes.
Well, right now he's getting, interrogated.
So the picture of the person he was looking for was the brother and not his friend. Because I'm just thinking about it now.
Yeah, I think you're right because Beam was like, oh, he was just like, "Yeah, I know everybody. You show me and I'll figure out who it is."
Yeah.
And if you would have seen it was his brother, I was like, "Mm, why do you want my brother?" So I think you're right. Yeah, all this time I thought it was a Beam, but brother's he's like, "Okay, really? Sure." Dang. It's like, what is that and why is it so important? Yeah, you're right. I did notice that before.
It takes me some time to get it. It took
Yeah,
me a second viewing to figure out that that picture really is actually
the
the
wolf
picture
versus
of the
tiger, fall back to the obstacle course. Mhm.
yeah. I don't know why it took me so long to figure that out, but that's okay.
It was very subtle. It's like, it just fit.
Now she looks like the lady who's in Brahmastra, is she?
Yes, that is Aaliyah Bhatt.
Okay.
Mhm.
Wow, that wherever they live, it's beautiful.
Hmm. And it's a gorgeous shot.
Mhm.
Ooh.
Oh, he's so bloody and bruised,
Hmm.
fellow. Oh,
You kidding me?
unbelievable.
He caught it. I think he lucked out.
That's
Boyfriend.
maybe a defense that I wouldn't try, but he's desperate. He needs something.
That's true. And maybe that desperation just that's a old school assassination move right there. I'm
It
gonna
did
throw a poisonous snake on you.
it did feel somewhat ancient, didn't it? You know, like something that would have happened in a tale from years ago.
Hmm.
It was pretty badass.
You're like, dang. I think another reason that felt ancient is if you go by, I forget if it was legend, if it was actually true, where Cleopatra, rather than be captured, she had like an ass brought to her and had the ass bite her, which was the most poisonous snake, and killed her, supposedly.
Yeah. So did he cut him free or not?
I thought he did. Some fast acting poison, and
Oh, it's so beautiful.
hmm. Dang, I missed that part too. You know what? I'm noticing that sound. I didn't notice that before, that sound pattern.
Hmm. You see, it does take more than one viewing to figure out everything here.
Because that answered the question later on. I was like, how did he know to do that? To
Mhm.
find him? That's why.
He wants to keep him awake. Is that it?
I think it's I think it's something it isn't it's like a homegrown antidote because he said even the British don't have an antidote. The
Oh,
British don't know how to treat that. So he's probably like, this is, yeah, and he's just like, holy, he's not a Muslim if he went and did that.
ooh, ooh.
That's another scene. He's not who he says he is. and his brother had the same one.
So he's taking off something he's not supposed to take off.
Yeah, that's his holy thread. The fact that he bowed down in front of the Hindu statue that was there, Raj is like, he's not Muslim like he thought he was. And with that thread, it's like definitely reconfirmed he wasn't who he thought he was. So I think it's his homegrown or kind of like how they learned how to combat that particular snake bite.
And we're not surprised that he would know because they've literally caught a bunch of, or at least they just caught a tiger, let's say, or yeah.
Exactly.
So they think they know a little bit about animals and nature. Let's put it that way.
Which is why I think we buy that he knows that we don't think twice about it. If anybody would know, it would be him.
And here he's telling him he's praying, right?
He's
Or
telling him what his real name is.
yes.
And he is basically telling him, I am the guy you were looking for, but I don't know that you know
Aw.
that I'm the guy you're looking for. And all of this because he's just like, I don't want to put you in danger. That's why I didn't tell you this. Now, in this case, the subtitles have more weight than the English dub, I think. Mhm.
Absolutely.
'Cause he's basically telling him, he's like, "Your friendship means more to me than life," and he's just like, "You tried to save me, and I'm the one who has to bring you in, and you're like a brother to me." The antidote scene truly drives home the beauty of this film. Absolutely,
Mm-hmm.
absolutely. Especially as we, the viewers, we know, Beam doesn't know, Raj knows, but he can't talk.
Very
It
true.
really is. Now, in the beginning, we didn't know why he was punching the bag so heavily. Here, we know why now.
Mm-hmm.
He's just like, "I'm gonna have to bring in my best friend. You just saved my life." And we didn't know what we were seeing the first time around.
Now this is the party that this is a different party.
Yes, Governor Scott is returning
And at
to the
this
governor's compound.
exactly. And at
Mhm.
this party is when well, a lot of people are attending this one.
Mhm. A lot of potentates. Oh my goodness. Because he wants to kill Governor Scott. That's what Beam wants to do. He wants to kill Governor Scott.
So it's more than just getting the girl at this point.
Mhm. They want to mete out punitive damages so you don't think about ever kidnapping one of our children again. First door. Hang on. Yeah, because you got to bust through the first one that's closed so you can get through the second one that's open. Go,
Exactly.
man, go for it.
It's on.
I missed it that first time around.
I don't even remember it myself.
So bust
Ooh,
through the first one, and then the second one is already open. Woo! And
that is,
folks,
I love
we
this.
were
Look at
not
this.
ready with what was about to come out of this truck.
Oh my God.
We were like, duh, hell.
Oh my God. And it's even more poignant now, Lorraine, since we saw the governor killing all those animals in the beginning of the film.
You're exactly right. Exactly right. And we don't care that these are CGI animals.
That's right. They
This is
don't
the
have. Go ahead. I'm sorry.
this is something we did not expect, but makes perfect sense for how Beam would weaponize something.
It really does. This is they can't fight against this predator.
Mm-mm.
No matter what they do, they're going to lose, and there's going to be it's just the right amount of chaos, hopefully, for him to do what he wants to do. There's a
Mm-hmm.
lot going on in these moments here. So much.
A ton going on. Let's see, we got deer, no bucks, which are even worse because they have those horns, those antlers.
Yeah, you can't stop them when they try.
And you
Whoa.
just threw a leopard under
Whoa.
a tiger. There we go.
But he's been training, right? As he's been capturing them, how to evade attacks. He's been trained probably for I don't know how long. Now she's safe in there. That's one of the
Yeah.
safest places she could be.
Yeah. It's like, here, baby, you go in here, you stay in this car. You stay in this car. She's dressed like Belle from Beauty and the Beast. I just noticed that.
She almost does look like like a Disney character.
Mm-hmm.
She's so sweet. He know oh oh
Somebody gonna die tonight. And he got the key. You think I won't get that key? I will get this key.
come on, he's been fighting wild animals, bruh.
Mm-hmm.
Have you not been watching what's been going on?
Nope. Here, I'm gonna whip you with your own weapon. Here you go. Here you go. How you like that?
This is hardcore. Oh,
Woo!
oh man, he's not going to
Oh,
recover.
that's painful. Give me that key. Thank you.
This is so spectacular.
Comes in with 4 white horses.
Well, I think he realizes that there's a little bit more going on here.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Dang.
Oh,
Flaming carriage.
oh,
Dang. He's just like, I can't believe this.
Come on, man. Ugh. This is one of those hard to watch parts.
Very hard because it's just like,
Oh. Mm.
it's like he doesn't know who he is. It's just like, dang.
No. Ugh.
And the,
No.
oh, oh, and and the key is like a loss, and he just sees red right now.
Yeah, this is awesome.
Dang.
That is awesome.
Ooh. It's almost like a draw in a way.
It feels like two brothers fighting.
Yeah. I don't want to hurt you, but you want to make me hurt you. Why you want to make me hurt you?
Oh. Oh. Does he know about the girl, his sister? Does he really know? He doesn't, does he?
He knows. Well, they did talk about that girl was. Ooh, let's see. They did that the girl was kidnapped, so that the girl, the village where she came from, and they were going to send somebody to find her, but they didn't know exactly who because it wasn't someone that was known. So I think, and yeah, because Roger says, I'll go find him. So he knows about the girl. He knows that they're coming for the girl, but he didn't know exactly who was coming.
Hmm. This is another one of those incredible scenes.
This was wild because he's got fire. The other one has water. Meanwhile, the animal's having a field day.
Oh,
Dang. He gave the right hook to a tiger.
hmm.
He's like, where is he?
God, I love that.
The lighting is just gorgeous on this.
Oh,
Man, you hate to see them fighting because like you were saying, that they're like brothers. And it's just like, we don't.
He used the talons on him or whatever those are.
Yeah, tiger claws.
I know what that is. That's the rope he put on him to save him, isn't
Mhm.
it?
Yeah. After getting a puncture wound and you still got him?
So he knows about this sister now.
Mhm. Mm, mm, mm. Dang,
Oh,
that is so symbolic. Oh my gosh.
is this the second R?
Mhm.
No, I thought maybe they were going to show the R. I couldn't remember if they showed it again.
I think in the theater, this would have been intermission.
Hmm.
Dang, they just slapping everybody around. Goodness. Hello, Bonzo Kilburn. Good to see you, says Lorena Creole. Can't stay, but popped in to say, looking good, Creole Queen. Well, thank you, Bonzo Kilburn. I sure do appreciate that. And thank you for dropping by. Come hang out with us. Thank you.
See, I don't remember this. So he does get a promotion
Yes. You see, he's got the bright red uniform on. Now he seriously stands out.
because at the beginning it was hard to think that he was actually going to get it, and because they didn't like how great of a soldier he was.
They passed him over.
Yeah, so now they have no choice but to recognize him.
Mhm. Because he brought in the big bounty, so to speak. Wow. You see them drilling it over and over again, how to defend themselves.
So this is the local people who know that they're going to have to do something to get the girl back, right?
This is actually a flashback because I didn't get it the first time around either. I'm like, "How am I supposed to tell that it's a flashback?" And they said because the colors are muted, and I said it was almost too subtle that I didn't catch it.
Oh,
Mhm.
Oh, yes, yes.
I'm like, how can this old guy do this? He's like, what?
I recognize that man.
Mm-hmm. Notice it bright red again.
Oh, I can't. No.
This, oh my gosh. And he was like, he had to see that. He was just like, no. He said, I'm taking this with me when I go. Wow. Hello, ladies with the waffles. Yes, hello,
Hi.
ladies. It's been a while since I've joined a live stream. Well, it is good seeing you and Happy New Year. Thanks for being here. And that's why he was looking at Beam because he was eating with his left hand.
Look at the beautiful background.
Gorgeous. Especially this one.
Hmm.
John Ware Jr. says, is that the Janoon actress? You know what? That is an excellent question.
I don't know.
I don't know. That's when he finds out he's been using his dad's gun.
Hmm.
So that's Sita.
Yeah, it looks like a pretty good shot.
Mhm. Mm-mm.
Phew.
And I like how they show us, they don't tell us. And you're
Yes.
like, "Dang, he made that shot from that far away?"
And he held the rifle. It's huge. He's just a
No
boy.
and no wonder jacked his shoulder up. Dang. Like, "Come here, boy. That's my boy. Come here. Proud of you."
So he's going to become the insider.
Mhm.
This is so tragic.
That still gets me every time.
Mhm.
Oh my love how he thinks of the people.
Wow.
Oh, that's a true leader. He's just like, "Get the villagers to safety." And he is picking them off like they are nothing.
But the children and the families are all
Dang.
it's just they're so vulnerable out there. It's their village.
They think that it's safe. Didn't expect to be invaded like this. Yeah, I don't think that's the Janoon actress, but I'll look it up.
Now he's on full force.
Mm-mm.
Dad, I got your back, Dad. I got your back.
Mhm.
He's like when you're playing a video game, somebody throws you more ammo.
Yep. Just like in Fortnite here. Throw this to me.
Hmm.
Yeah, John Ware Jr. I was just gonna say I just checked too. That's not Janoon actress. Although Janoon has quite the fan base. Not that I'm surprised.
Oh, oh, oh.
Girl, you need to stay down.
He's not going to be able to shoot with his finger blown off.
Mm-mm.
But there's someone else there who might be able to do it.
Mm-hmm.
Poor fellow.
Again, this is another part where the subtitles give much more context than the English dub does.
Absolutely.
Girl, stay in the car. Stay in the car. I think one of the there's always one,
Aww.
and this just broke me. And that was his brother. And then got his mom.
And his dad is not doing very well.
Mm-mm. He said, "You're gonna have to do this." Imagine that. You see your father's mortally wounded. Your brother just got shot. Your mom got shot. They're both dead. And you the one that gotta finish this. They don't know who it is that's shooting and picking them off like that. Dang.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Mm-mm-mm.
He makes a good point.
Aim. I love that. Yeah. Load and aim. Dang. And that's the last thing his dad told him.
So now we know the full backstory.
Hmm. So she was acting like she hadn't heard anything from him, but in reality,
She has.
yes. Mhm.
They have no idea who he is.
None. John Ward Jr. says if there was ever a moment to appreciate 2A and Range Day, it's in this film.
Yes.
Exactly. Yeah, I guess y'all kind of forgetting what happened in America, huh? That's why we have 2A, to protect ourselves against the rise of the tyrannical government.
They think they have it all under control.
Mhm. He's like, "Dang, I gotta whip my best friend." Whew. Ooh, dang. And want all of y'all to be there. Lance Corporal Whopper says, "Amen to that. LOL." Yes. Whenever I tell people, if you forget the reason why the United States had the Second Amendment, you need to go back and watch the HBO miniseries John Adams. That's
Yes.
all I'm gonna say. Go watch that. He's just like, "Ah, I can't believe I gotta do this." Whew. And once again, how his costuming stands out against everything.
Hmm.
There's a barbed wire. He's like, man, I can't even look at you right now. Yes, it's available. It should be on HBO Max. This is the HBO miniseries, John Adams. It is excellent. I would say, as a history buff, I have very little complaints about the accuracy of uh of John Adams.
And I know Laura Linney is in it, but who plays John Adams again, Lorena?
Paul Giamatti.
Yes, that's right.
Hmm. Dang.
Oh, God.
Dang.
Oh,
He's probably holding back as much as he can, but needs to make it look as realistic as possible. Because he
exactly.
could probably go way harder than that. He's like, "Dude, just don't make me do this." He's even trying to force him to get this over with. It's like, "This heifer." Yeah, check it out.
What?
Yeah, he slid the chain, remember?
Oh, it's got nails in it.
Mhm.
I can't.
I was like, "Are you for real?"
I can't.
And he's just looking like, "I gotta use this on my best."
I can't.
I wanna know what dead animal she was wearing because it's kinda nice looking. You hate to see it, but I gotta give Rajamouli points for showing that because that oof,
This is gonna he there won't be much of him left if he uses that on him. It'll kill him.
exactly, exactly. Lance Corporal Waffle says, "What always gets me is when Raj slides the spiky chain through his hand, and you can definitely tell the spikes are CGI." LOL. Yeah, but we suspend belief on it, right?
Mhm.
Why does that sound like the song the little girl was singing?
So it was like a yes, that's right. It does sound like it.
Mhm.
Ah, I can't.
Oof. Notice he didn't whip him in a very lethal spot. Oof.
Can't.
So he's using his name, not Actar.
They want him to kneel. Mm.
Mm-mm-mm. Dang.
Oh gosh. What is the purpose of that?
To like force him to kneel.
Oh.
This was rough. He didn't know. Yep. Yeah, y'all might wanna, mm, dang, he's like, "I with my best friends."
Oh.
I don't know, I don't think they got it.
Well, if anybody could get through it, it would be him, right?
Mhm. Yeah.
Oh my goodness.
Just the look on his face when he was just you can tell he is just, like, beyond conflicted now. Oh, also to let you guys know, it's available in Brazilian, Portuguese, Spanish, and Turkish audio. I'm just looking. Interesting. Mhm, mhm, hmm,
Hmm.
mm, mm. Wow. Hey, Lance Corporal Waffle says, "I really hope this gets a home media release. I would like a steel book version." Absolutely. Oh my gosh. I would love a 4K version of this film, without a
Absolutely.
doubt.
Absolutely.
And it's been 2 hours, 11 minutes, and 10 seconds. It's just like time is flying with this film. Oh, dang. Oh, yeah. He's like, really?
His boss is so ignorant that he doesn't know this is a setup, I guess.
Mm-hmm. Because they're just like, there's no way he would do that. He's one of us, right?
Yeah.
Right? Crazy. Yeah, don't be screwing up because it's important. His uncle's like, you sure you want to do this? Hmm.
So obviously the razor blade thing was handed over,
Hmm.
or at least there we go. I only noticed that now too. Second time
Interesting.
around.
With the razor blade. I knew he had gotten it to him, but I couldn't remember how. So I like how he couldn't like, well, I mean, he couldn't like really like hand it to him. So I like how that's interesting. He puts it in the, puts it in a little slat under the window, just miraculously falls. But we don't care. We don't care about reality. We just like, yeah. All right. Dang. So he wanted the location changed so he could get the weapons and, well, to rescue him
Hmm. And the girl,
and the little girl.
but it had to be the right location.
Hmm.
I would have slowed down.
Mhm. Oh. You kidding me, right? Dang. This dude, is that like the 3rd time he's been shanked? I just noticed.
Oh,
I'm like,
oh.
dang. That's what I'm saying. How many times he's been stabbed with tiger claws, now impaled in the back. How did he get out? Yeah, your guns are screwed up, aren't they? Mhm. Y'all can't let him get her.
Ooh.
Dang.
Oh no.
Like, can't do it.
Now this is one of those scenes where you're like, what?
Mhm.
It's just so unbelievable.
It's just nuts.
He must realize that this guy helped him get out.
He did, because he coulda killed him. Because it's like, how would it have how it's like, think all of those dudes, all of their guns were jammed, and
Mhm.
they couldn't shoot. So he knows something happened, but he's probably like, he feels guilty, so, "I'll let you live, how about that? And let your boys handle you, because he's basically the traitor now."
Well, he could off these guys and no one would know,
That's true.
but I don't see him doing that.
Mm-mm.
In fact, I wouldn't be surprised. I don't remember what happens to him at this point, but I wouldn't be surprised if the other guys who are there help him get away. I wouldn't be
Mhm.
surprised of that,
Right.
but I can't remember just now. Oh, is this a flashback?
Mhm. Yeah. See, that's what it's like with the flashbacks, I couldn't tell. Hey, Jacob from Society Review says all 3 hours. Oof. Well, it's fun watching it. It's a fun 3 hours. But yes, we are doing it. Glad you're here. And yes, there's still 45 minutes now. Even more good stuff coming up. Another beautiful shot.
Oh, so beautiful.
Hmm.
That's stunning.
Very opulent.
Mhm. I love her outfit. I love that outfit. And that's that. Oh, that was the saying that was on the flag, right, Lorena?
Hmm. How he says special guest.
Special guest?
That's a special guest. Hmm.
Oh dear.
I just noticed the continuity. He's got the same shirt on.
But don't they fast a lot?
That's a good question. Mhm. Dang.
Now this would scare the crap out of me.
Mm, and it's just literally this, like, pit.
Oh, this is so
Yeah,
horrible.
it's like you can't stand.
You can't stretch out.
Mm-mm. Dang.
Oh,
It's crazy.
oh, oh God, it's so horrible.
They're like, "Well, we don't really have anything." Wow. So I guess they're in hiding. They can't really let it be known who they are.
Mhm. Well, a lot of the food was controlled. They, the rates were put very high for them. It was very hard for them to, kind of move around, and
Mhm.
they're constantly on the run.
Yeah, and it seems like they've been on the run for months, correct?
Yeah, it's been a while. His hair is much longer from what
Mhm,
we see.
mhm. Look how bright her sari is.
Yeah, it's beautiful. Her clothes are amazing in
Mhm.
this. Well, all of the costumes are amazing, but I love this outfit.
That was rough. Oh, but she did that so they wouldn't look closely with the spotlight to find who, who they were looking for.
Mhm.
I don't think she is John Moore Jr. And that was just rough. I do like the fact that this movie does not shy away from very accurate brutality of the times.
Mhm.
Mm. He's like, "Okay, I know what that is.
Mhm.
You alright?" Mhm.
There it is.
A revolution. Mhm. And this is where Beam finally gets it. You know, earlier it was like Rom finally gets it that it's like it's about the people,
Mhm.
and now Beam is like, "Okay, it's about the bigger
Picture.
purpose as well."
And I don't think if he had told him, if he had told Beam about it, no amount of timing at that time would he have believed him.
No.
It wouldn't have worked. He had to hear it now after the fact that he's free. He must realize that the reason why he's free is for a reason, and obviously he knows that the guy is in the in prison cell, but maybe he doesn't know. Maybe he doesn't know he's in solitary. But
No, he doesn't yeah, he doesn't know, but what he does know is because Sita has basically told him, he's just like he basically put his plan on hold and put himself in danger in order to free his friend and Bali, which proves that it's just like he's not the let's see, betraying monster he thought he was.
no, he's a genius.
Yeah, this was heartbreaking. I was like, I knew something like this was gonna happen, but I didn't know it was gonna happen on this level.
Mhm.
They're like, "What is he talking about?" I said, "Dang." It took them all out.
Yep, they can't get away fast enough. Oh. Oh.
He's like, "Oh, shoot." Yeah, because he saw how Ron was looking at him. They're less like, "That guy?" She's like, I don't know. And that's the letter we remember him writing to her. Yep. Yep. Rama's the goat. Wow. Beam is just like, dang. He put himself in the position that Beam was in months ago.
Mm-hmm. Now they know where he is.
Mm-hmm. But
Yeah.
hey, Tim's talk. This is on your left. Good seeing you, Tim.
Hey, Tim.
Welcome.
Hi.
This part, it was just like, oh, because we knew as the viewers, we know, but to have him him finally getting it is such a payoff.
Mm-hmm.
Hmm. Here we go. Thank you, Jenny.
I love it.
Tim's talk says, "Hey, ladies, I've yet to see this movie. It's on my list. Oh, you've got to see it. Glad it is on your list. It's like 3 hours of action packed. Just a
Mhm.
great, great story.
Tim is my favorite Kylo Ren cosplayer.
I can see why. See, this part I didn't get before.
I know, isn't it horrible?
I was like, I can't believe. I was like, how did he find him?
Mhm.
And that was like his signal. Mm-hmm.
It's got to be about 6 months. You're right. It must be 6 months or so.
Mm-hmm.
His hair is too long for it not to be
Yeah.
too long.
Like the secret knock.
Mhm. I'm kind of glad they kept that throughout the film.
Mm-hmm.
And we know in different I've seen other war films where that's how prisoners found one another. The only way they could communicate was through knocking on pipes and things like that.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Mm, dang. Again, we're just like, he can't really do this, but we don't care.
No, don't care at all. This is,
Mm-mm.
and it's okay.
Yes. This part here, okay, you be the arms, goes to the shell moment.
This is artistic license
Very much so.
because he cannot walk out of there.
Mm-mm. I don't think y'all gonna get him.
No.
Mm-mm. Not gonna happen. I swear they got this part from like in a way from I think was it Terminator 2? I think when he was riding on a motorcycle and had a shotgun.
Yes.
Hello, Angela. Hello, Lorena Creole. Positive Santa and everyone. Well, hello, good seeing you.
Hi.
We are watching RRR, the English dubbed version that is
Mhm.
available on Netflix. More than you think. Here we go. We're like, are you for real? That was so cool.
I love it.
Yep. And he stuck that landing.
I got to start working on some of my pull-ups.
That's why the pull-ups are so important. Yeah. Again, to how opulent it was. Hmm. Yeah, we'll fix you up real good. And we gonna borrow this.
Well, they do have the high ground,
This is true.
or they did. Or do they? No. Okay. I didn't catch that part. I thought they were still
Like,
higher up.
does that really work?
I really love this part. It's a garden that's dedicated to a god, right?
Rom. And this was cool too. Don't think so. Wow. Hey. That's a little too close for comfort, huh?
Oh yeah, I'd be like, screw this. You guys won't even find me. I'll just lay down till it's done.
Yes, they totally underestimated his power. Ancient One says, "How's everyone doing? I also brought pizza for the live chat to power up the live stream pizza power style. Who wants a slice?" I
Me.
definitely do. That pizza sounds good.
Yeah, thank you.
Oh,
Thank you, Ancient One.
yes. Always a great time for pizza. Ooh, he called you by your name.
Yeah.
Mm, mhm.
I
This
love
was
this.
so flipping cool.
It's amazing.
I say this about a lot of the scenes in this movie, but it just really is. Every frame is just shot just gorgeous.
It's like a firewall. They can't fight that.
Mhm.
They're
That
done.
arrow that comes through the fire, dang. And that shot right there, beautiful.
His bow is as powerful as Lord Shiva.
Hey, Dylan C says, "Oh shoot, hey Lorena, hey, I forgot about the watch along tonight. I just finished a double showing of Megan and Puss in Boots.
Wow.
I'm hoping to see Megan tomorrow, and Puss in Boots is definitely on my list. I mean, Antonio Banderas as Puss in Boots, I freaking love that.
Absolutely.
Oh, well, welcome.
Yeah.
The water. Oh,
I love how they did that shot with the where he draws the arrow and then it
mhm.
follows through. Now this really is the stuff of legend.
Mhm. Mm.
Wow. These will come in handy.
And it's interesting how he's using that bow to wreak havoc, but also very cool because if you remember in The Walking Dead, Daryl has that compound bow that he uses lethally.
Yes.
Dang. Like, let me reuse that. Wow. Then yeah, he uses the motorcycle to again, something else that's just like, no, not in reality, but we don't care
Nope, we don't
because 'cause
care
we're
at
so
all.
invested in these characters. How you doing? Not too good, right?
Done.
Mm, love how he stopped it and just hopped on. Like, let's go. That's the Akira bike slide. I just noticed that.
That's right.
I'm hoping that it is because I can't wait to check that film out. Okay. That's good to hear too. Thank you, Ancient One. Appreciate that. This scene, I mean, I don't know what it is about Indian films, but their action sequences remind me of, like, the '80s action movie sequences. A flaming bicycle. I mean, excuse me, flaming motorcycle,
Mhm.
right in the right spot where all the explosives are, just conveniently. Yeah.
It's like a missile.
Mhm.
I love it.
And it just keeps going. Perfect. What is he going for? Is he going for one of the guns?
I don't know. Oh my gosh.
Well, you can guess who that is. How poetic that she's wrapped in the barbed wire and you saw the blood going across the Mindy painting on her
Hmm.
hands. There you go. This is for you. Mm-hmm. Same.
Oh,
Yep, the sun never sets on the British Empire. Wow. And you have an unapologetically evil villain go out like an evil villain should go out.
hmm.
Like he's still living. I haven't seen him in 4 years. It's me and Jenny. Now I know what that meant. When he went to touch her feet,
He looks even hotter with the long hair.
isn't he though? So for people who are first seeing this for the first time, you are going to see the director, SS Rajamouli. You'll see him. He's got like gray salt and pepper beard. Action in this movie is beyond ridiculous. Bollywood is killing it with surrealism. Blood on the crown. Yeah. Hey, retro nerd girl.
Hey.
It's Hey Lorena Creel and I'm so happy
Ooh,
to catch your reactions at the tail end of this. I will be watching the replay right after.
all
Oh, great.
right.
Great. Retro Nerd Girl is supposed to be streaming live on her channel very soon. I think next Wednesday, I believe.
Oh, wow.
Awesome. Rom has returned. They're like, we didn't think he was coming back.
And he's got a boatload of weapons.
Mm-hmm. Just for you. Like my dad promised. Rom returns with the ordinance. Yep.
And did you notice in the background that it's them holding hands, the two hands clasped together there?
hmm Yeah. Mhm. Mm. He brings her back. This made me so happy that her mother was alive.
I
'Cause we
know, we
thought
had
she
to
was
wait.
dead. Yup.
I thought she was dead this whole time. Oh my gosh. Oh my goodness.
It's just an emotional relief when you see that her mother's still alive. I was like, "How are they gonna tell this baby her mom's dead?"
Mhm.
Yeah, Molly is ugly crying. Mm, mm. Now, if I remember correctly, it's the Sikhs that wear the turbans.
Yeah. I don't remember. I don't know who all these people they're showing, but obviously they're significant
Yeah.
people.
I don't know, like, all of them. I just know growing up, I would go to school with some kids who were Indian, but they were all Sikhs. Like, their parents would show up, or, like, the father would have the turban on, so
Yeah,
that's like
yeah.
that's like what I'm used to seeing. I'm like, "I thought everybody was." Ah, that's SS Rajamouli.
Yes, yes.
And again,
I recognize him.
mhm.
But if you hadn't pointed it out, I would have forgotten who that was.
I think the first time we saw this, somebody said, "Oh, look out for him," and I'm like, "Where is he?" And then he pops up, but you'll see him at the end too.
Mhm.
But
So
since I've
he's
seen
actually
him. I'm sorry, go ahead.
excuse me, he's actually in the film as well, Rainier, further in, or is it just at the end?
Oh, SS Rajamouli?
Yes.
Yeah, he's just at the end. They have him
Okay.
in the ending, in the ending number because people are like, "Just watch for him, you'll be able to see him," and I thought that was cool how you get to see him in there dancing as well. Oh my gosh. Well, folks, that is RRR. We were watching the English dub version of the film. Easily one of my, or I'll basically say my top favorite film of 2023. We'll put it that way. We'll say in foreign cinema because American cinema is going to be Top Gun Maverick. But this film, I never get tired of watching it.
Yeah, it's there's so much substance to it, and this is for me, it was the second time. I know it might be your third or your fourth, Lorena, and we noticed things that we didn't see before in the previous viewings, with so much to understand and learn and see. I was surprised at how much more I was able to pick up, but even in the second viewing, I might have to watch it a third time and see if there are other things that are going on that I'm not noticing
Mhm.
or understanding. For example, one of the major things that I saw it the second time around was that the picture, that he was showing everybody was the brother and not his best friend. And I thought it was the best friend. Why doesn't he recognize that? And
Yeah.
I realized now, I said, okay, it does make sense that it should be the brother because if it looks exactly like him, there's no way he wouldn't recognize him. And that was like something I kept asking myself. And now I'm like, oh, that's why. Also, the meat, Lorena, when he had those giant, like, I was like, "Gee,
Mhm.
that's like almost an entire animal," and he puts it through that, whatever it was, and I realized, oh, the meat is for the animals that are going to attack, and they probably
Mhm.
didn't feed them for a little while before they, um, I guess, attended that big celebration, if you will, but, um,
Right.
yeah, it was. just as amazing the second time around. My favorite dance ever. My favorite dance, Lorraine. I love those men dancing together. I love that part of the film. And of course, maybe my favorite part is when they hold hands under the bridge. And we know they can't, but we don't care. We don't care that it's impossible because this was just so good.
It really was. It boils down to the essentials of storytelling. Why do we care to watch? Why do we care to keep watching? The emotional gut punch in like three major places. I would say one, when the movie starts and we all come to the realization that the little girl, her mother wasn't given money for the song, she was given money for her daughter, and she just like took her like she just was nothing, and we just empathize with just like, oh my god, this poor girl, they're taking her away from her mother. From all intents and purposes, she thinks her mother's dead. So that's the one. The second one, where you have Rom, and he's basically dying because of this poisonous snake bite. And Beam is doing like everything that he knew of to try to counteract the poison. And he's telling him, you know, not that I can't bring you with me, but I have to go save Molly. But if I don't come back, your friendship means more to me than life. And Rom knows he's just like, and you're the person who I have to turn in. And it's just like eating him up. And we just know that. And the last one, when Sita finally, tells Beam, you know, who Rom is, that it's her fiance, and that he's basically there to start a revolution. And he told me that he could not go through with it because he had to betray his best friend, and he couldn't live with that. And Beam coming to that realization that his best friend was willing to put his friendship over revolution in the country, and he realizes like we need that, so I have to go back and get him. And uh it's just it's always an emotional gut punch, feast for the eyes and the senses, and just a great film. Like, I know some of you in the chat have said, and I've said too, as soon as this sucker comes out on DVD, 4K, steel case, need to have it. It is that good. It is that good, and it so deserves winning Golden Globes and winning at the Oscars. Oh, you're muted.
It really does. And I'll be really shocked if it gets snubbed here. I really don't want that to happen. But regardless, this is, as you and I have both said, perhaps the best film of last year by far.
Absolutely. And the interest in it has not waned, which reminds me, you do know that screening event for RRR, which will have SS Rajamouli, NT Ramcharan, and I think Rama Rao Jr. Apparently, Paulie and Chris Gore are actually going to that.
Oh, Chris got a ticket?
And Paulie got a ticket.
Good
So
for him. Good for
I'm
him.
so glad they're gonna get to go. That was the event that I told you sold out like 90 seconds, and
Yeah.
people were trying to get tickets to like to
Yeah.
go. So uh I hope they go and have a great time.
It's going to
If
be fantastic. They're going to speak to the director. This is really amazing. I'm so happy for them.
Absolutely, absolutely amazing. So folks, so the last thing that I'll ask to kind of wrap things up, actually, two things I'm going to look at. First of all, thank you so much for the 40 likes on this. I sure do appreciate that so very much. And John Ware Jr. says, I like how they use yellow gold, not as hot and dirty, but as a sheen polish. Yeah, it had more like a live kind of feeling, as opposed to like, I would say like a flat color, so to speak. They used all of the colors that they used in this is just amazing. And again, I have to give props to the director's wife, who designed all the costumes and everything.
Yes. Wow. She
Top
did such a
notch.
great job.
She really did. It was. Absolutely. I love costuming. You know, the both of us, we love costuming. So that's like what sticks out for, I would say it is on the same level of like say Bridgerton.
Yes, absolutely. It certainly is. And I just absolutely loved everything in it. There are some pieces that are so spectacular, but everything was thought of in such detail. Certainly she
Mhm.
deserves an award for what she's done with this film.
Absolutely. Absolutely. So what I would say is last thoughts, and that would be the fact that this was an English dubbed version. Now, you and I have seen the movie in the original Telugu spoken language with English subtitles. What do you notice are any differences with respect to the two versions when it comes to your enjoying the movie?
I was still able to enjoy it. I can't, I mean, it's been a little while since I saw it in the original language. So I can't say for certain, any of the major differences. I think maybe if I had watched it one more time in the original, I could tell. I think you'd still be able to enjoy it regardless. I think that it's, such a special film that so much of it, so much of the information is conveyed without using words. So I
Mm,
think in general, you will be able to get a lot of the same meaning, but there are some subtle differences, as you pointed out, throughout the film. But unfortunately, I don't remember all of the details from it. I'm not gonna, I couldn't point out specifically some of those things. And what did you think, Lorena? Were you able to tell a major difference between the two?
the only major difference I would say is the spoken English as compared to the subtitles. And it's a common thing that I see with English dubbed films and like say anime and as such, the subtitles seem to have much more nuance than the spoken language. So it didn't detract from my enjoyment. If I'd never seen the Telugu version, I wouldn't think anything of it. But as someone who's watched foreign films like both you and I have, it's like you notice it seems like there's more effort put into the subtitles that are done as opposed to the spoken language. So I think that having an English dub, or like say, because they also have it in Spanish, I believe in Brazilian Portuguese, it's a good way to get people hooked and interested in watching it when they're just like, I don't feel like watching subtitles. It's a great way to get them introduced to it. So I highly, highly recommend that after having them see it with the English dub version, go back and watch it in the Telugu
Mm.
language with the English subtitles. That's like something that that I would suggest. Retro Nerd Girl says you guys are saying everything I am thinking and feeling about this film. Love it.
Yes.
Yeah, I have not run across anyone who says, "Oh, I don't flipping like this film," except for dancing. Some people just don't want to watch stuff with dancing, but that's I get it. It's not for everybody, but yeah, it's a great feeling, great film. Glad you feel the same way too.
Yeah.
And Mr. Londell's Groovy Movie says you also lose the emotions with dubbing. Yeah, it's like it's not quite, in some cases it's not quite the same.
Yeah, it really does lose something, and unfortunately, that is something that is a sacrifice when you're looking at it in once it's dubbed over. I don't think culturally they can really capture it,
Mhm.
unfortunately. And I know when I watch martial arts films in the language that they're originally in and watch the subtitles, it is a completely different film. So there is that to be said. And I don't think there's really anything they can do about it. I think that if you try to do a word for word dub and create the same feeling, it would be off. But I have watched a few English language dubbed films that it's not an English language film. It's actually like Scandinavian. The film was filmed in a language from Scandinavia, and
Mhm.
then it was dubbed over in English, and the film made absolutely no sense in the English language.
Oh.
So I had to put it back on in the language that it was originally in and read the subtitles, and I understood what was going on.
Hmm.
So sometimes it works like it did with this film, and then other times it doesn't match up at all, and they're just, showing up, doing their job, translating it, and then just going. So
Hmm.
unfortunately, it's something that hasn't been perfected. Maybe AI will help it be perfected. I don't know, but
Hmm.
someone needs to work on it.
I agree. I agree. Okay, thank you so much for keeping track of that 50 like hype. And John Ward Jr. says, when are you two going to do a show, a movie costuming?
We have actually, have we not?
I think we kind of did one by proxy, I want to say. I know we talked about the costuming in Wakanda Forever and Ladies of the PGS. I know we kind of talked about it, Bridgerton, but do you mean like actually pulling up movies and examples and costuming that way? I think that's what you're asking. If that's what you're asking, yeah, we need to do one of those
Yeah, we
actually.
do.
Yeah.
I think the closest we came was to the Bridgerton one, where we dressed obviously in costume for
Hmm.
that one and looked at all the episodes for season 2, where obviously we love the costuming because we showed up in the costume. So,
Yes. 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 And
so hopefully,
especially,
yeah.
oh, get an actual dedicated regular show on costuming.
Oh,
Hmm.
well, something we could talk about, I
Yeah,
guess.
definitely. Thank you for the suggestion. We'll definitely talk about that. I do know that when part 2 of Dune comes out, we will definitely be talking costuming. Tell
Oh,
you that much.
yes. Yes, we will.
Definitely. And Retro Nerd Girl says, yep, dubbing changes the meaning of many films.
Mhm.
Yes. Yes, absolutely. That's something I'm starting to run into the more foreign films that I tend to then I get to watch. So, folks, you know what? That is going to do it for this watch party for RRR. Thank you guys so very much for checking this out. We certainly do appreciate it. I know it is a long film, but it's long in that I didn't realize 3 hours had passed by the time this movie was over, as opposed to, is this movie over yet? So thanks. All
Yeah.
right. All right, folks. Well, first of all, if you guys are watching this on the replay, thank you so much for checking this out on the replay. We sure do appreciate that. Please make sure that you hit that like button, and we will see you next time. Bye.
Bye.